on this computer. There we go. Right, okay. It's nearly 8:45 here in the UK. A very warm welcome to you. We're going to look at and very happy New Year to you for those that I haven't seen in the meantime. I don't know about you, but the weather here is atrocious in the UK. It's very, very cold. A little bit of snow in the south of the country, I hear. It's very cold here, no snow, but not very nice. Okay, we're going to look at the 8 hands that you tackled this evening. They're all on declare or play. There are no squeezes. I know some of you sort of don't care for squeezes much. You haven't really got au fait with them yet, but not to worry. I've turned off the sound, so we're going to start off with board 1, which is actually the one on your screen. Let me see if I can get rid of these hands there. There we go. And we've got 4 spades by East, with North having opened a club. We'll give you the auction. North opens 1 club. And from that point on, North-South don't bid, and East-West finishing 4 spades played by East. So we're just going to cut the auction short. And in response to partners club opening, South leads the 2 of clubs. Okay. Now, let's have a look and see what happens. We were told that North wins the ace of clubs and returns the 9 of diamonds. Okay, so what's the danger? Well, the danger is that 9 of diamonds is a singleton. And almost certainly the king of spades will be with North. North is the one that opened the bidding. We know from the opening lead and the first trick that South has got the king of clubs. He led low with an honor, and North won the first one with the ace. So South has got the king of clubs. So South won't have anything else. South won't have the king of spades. He probably won't have any other values at all, because North is sort of 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He's only got 12 count if he's got all the other values. But he did open the bidding. So our danger is that if we play trumps, we take the trump finesse, then North will win and put the partner in with a club and get a diamond ruff. And then we shall have 4 losers. We'll lose 2 clubs, the king of spades, and a diamond ruff. So what can we do about it? Well, we can't stop North making the king of spades unless it's a singleton, which is somewhat unlikely. Okay. We need Zoom muted. See if I can mute everybody. Bear with me, participants. Participants. Mute all. There we go. Right. So we've muted everybody now. Right, we can't stop North making the king of spades, and we can't stop 2 club tricks. And if he gets a diamond ruff as well, that will be 1 off. But we notice that for him to get the diamond ruff, he needs to make partner get in with the king of clubs. So what our line of attack is going to be is we're going to cut the communication so that South can't get the lead to give that diamond ruff. And how do we do that? Well, we don't mind losing a trick, provided we don't lose it to South. And we can be fairly sure that it's North that holds the Queen of Hearts. So all we're going to do, we're going to swap a heart trick for a club trick, but the difference is only North can win the heart and South can't get the lead. And if South can't get the lead, North can't get his diamond ruff. So doesn't really matter where we win the diamond, but we'll win it in hand. All right, now we're going to cash the ace king of hearts. My computer seems to go a little slower when it's recording, I think. You just have to bear with me. And now we're not going to take a spade finesse that we know is going to lose. There we give North his Queen of Hearts and we ditch the 10 of clubs. Because once we've got rid of the club, South can no longer get the lead. South is going to do his best now. North is going to do his best. He's going to play a club, but now we can rough it. Now we can drive out the King of Spades. And whatever he needs next, we're going to win. We're going to. And now we will draw the outstanding trump and we've got the rest of the diamonds. So we can claim our 10 tricks. Okay, so all we did, we swapped a heart trick for a club trick. We gave them a heart so that we didn't lose a club, but we could only lose the heart to North and not the club to South, which was the danger hand. He would give his partner a diamond ruff and that would be one off. Okay, so I don't know how many people got that right, maybe Sonny can tell me, or how many people made it anyway. Do we have any other questions or comments on board one, please? Does Blue know? Blue knows everything. Nobody made it. Okay, Blue. Okay. Yeah, we know he knows everything. Yeah. Okay, nice hand though. And I think, the sort of thing that people can miss very easily. And yet it does lend itself easily to that sort of logic. Yeah, we love the questions. If you have any questions or comments, we love to see them. Send them to the table so that we can see what the question is and everybody can see what it is and what it is I'm answering. But we do love to have your questions and comments. And don't be shy. None of the questions are silly. Right? No more comments, no more questions. Then we will move on to board 2. At least I'll try to move to board 2. Here comes board 2. Export it to the table. Now this is a competitive auction of sorts. Okay, East passes, South opens a spade. Wouldn't be my choice, but that's what we were given. West overcalls 2 clubs. North passes. East bids 3 clubs, trying to make things awkward. South doubles. West passes. I think one West tried to bid 4 clubs. And North bid 4 hearts. Partner must have 4 hearts for this auction, he says. 4 hearts, pass, pass, and double. Can't possibly make 4 hearts, can they? Can't possibly. Okay. And we get the lead of a small club. I would have led the 6, but I think the 2 was what we were given. All right. Now, what have we got? Well, we've got a diamond loser, we've got a club loser, we've got almost certainly 1 heart loser, possibly 2, and we've got a potential spade loser. I mean, as it happens, the spade finesse is working, but we certainly wouldn't expect it to be working. And I'm not sure as it's going to help us, even if we did work. What are we going to throw away on it? We just avoid the spade losing. The problem is that almost certainly West has got the hearts, and what we need to do, we're going to have to make these trumps separately. We're going to have to um, sort of not try to draw the trumps because we just won't have enough tricks. We're going to have to sort of rough clubs and rough diamonds, or possibly get rid of a spade and rough a spade. So we need to, I think we need to assume that West has probably got at least 3 hearts, probably 4, and the ace of diamonds. East is not going to have much. But what should West play back at trick 2? Certainly doesn't want to play a heart. Spade doesn't look enticing, and a diamond, that was going to set up 2 diamond tricks for declarer. So, but he can't stop club ruffs in dummy anyway. So probably the best thing to do is to play back a second top club. Which declarer will ruff. Now, we're certainly going to need to set up the diamond, and the plan is going to be we're going to set up a diamond trick to absorb one of our losing spades, if it is a loser. We don't know whether it is or not, but that's what the diamond lead is going to be useful for. So we're not going to touch trumps. We're going to cash the diamond now. Right, and well, probably natural now for West to continue with the diamond. He doesn't want to play anything else. 6 is enough to force the queen. Right, so now we can start on the spades. One declarer sort of went wrong here by roughing diamonds because he gave effectively West the chance to ditch one of his spades, and he wouldn't have made his second spade trick. But West chose to rough the diamond instead, even though he knew North was not going to follow. But now we can rough a spade. Now, will it help West to rough? No, don't think so. He's either got the choice of roughing or throwing a club. Right? East has to follow suit. Now we're going to rough a club, and we know that West is following to the clubs. Now we can lead a spade or a diamond, doesn't really matter. But because East doesn't have any trumps, but we don't know that, but we do know he's got another spade. So we'll play a spade. Right, well, West can throw the queen and king of clubs. It sets up declare as king, queen 10, but that's not really going to help him much. Now, what can we do now? Well, we can rough with the ace, or we can rough with the 10, or we can throw a diamond away. Let's throw a diamond away. West has now got to lead away from the king. We can cash the ace and give them the last trick. Oh, what have I done? I've done something wrong here, haven't I? Lost track of where I was. Let's go back. I think I've got to rough that one with the ace, I think. Yes, I do have to rough it with the ace. Right, now I play a diamond. If he plays low, now I'm still going off. I've got to play the heart then. Oh, there we go, sorry. If he takes it, then he's end played, and if he plays the jack, we've got the queen nine, that's right. Yeah, so if he plays low, we're still going to make. Lost track of myself. Yeah, I do it all the time. You just don't notice, Sanya. That's what it is. There we go. Not an easy hand. Ignorance is bliss. Oh, you won't find anybody more ignorant than me sometimes. Okay. Anyway, that's how eventually we should have played board two. Not taking the spade finesse, and don't notice the spade finesse was helping. Yes, well done, Bill. But the secret is you leave the trumps alone. You're going to have to try and elope with these smaller trumps early in the play on the assumption that West has got the predominant of the heart honours. If East has got things like King Jack of Hearts, we're not going to make this, I don't think, anyway. Okay, do we have any other questions or comments on board two? I'll see if I can avoid the mistakes for the rest of them. Well, we'll see. We'll see. Blue. I think Caroline played one hand quite well. I mean, the opposition helped her to make an over trick, but she managed to get home in her one of her hands, and she was so pleased. Okay, we'll move on to board three, and I can find it. Here we go, board three. To the table. And again, we have a competitive auction. South opens a heart. Yeah, when we get to it, yeah, and one heart. One spade overcall. Bit too good for two spades, so assuming that two spades would be weak. Two clubs by North. A lot of people will be bidding, supporting the hearts, I suspect. Two diamonds by East, so everybody's in the auction. South passes. Didn't like the spade bid overcall. Two spades, really don't like your diamonds, partner. I have got six of them. And North says, well, I don't think you've got four hearts. I don't know why I didn't support the hearts to start with. Four hearts. And there we go. And the lead is the ace of diamonds. And we're told that West switches to the heart six. We'll come back to that in a minute. But now, how are we going to make this contract? Well, we've got no heart losers. We've got a certain spade loser, that's one. We've already lost one diamond, that's two. We've got another diamond loser, that's three. And we have a club loser. That seems to be too many losers, doesn't it? Spade, two diamonds, and a club. Right. So where are our losers going to disappear? where can we get rid of? We can get rid of one from dummy on the Queen of Spades, on the Queen of Diamonds rather. So maybe that's a possibility, but we've still got we've got to do that without losing a spade ruff. Because if we try to ruff in dummies, West may over ruff. Right. Must be better, I think, to try and set up the clubs. So let's win this in hand. We're going to play a club. South really doesn't have any choice here. He's got to take West. I mean, he's got to take it. And it seems the logical for him to do is to play another heart. What we're going to do now, we're going to ruff a club. Cross the dummy with a heart. West is going to hang on to his clubs, of course. That's the last trump gone. King of clubs. We're going to throw one of our spades away. And now another club. And now the clubs are set up. And what has West got to do? He's got to give us an entry to dummy, and we can discard our other two losers on the two good clubs. He might try the king of spades, but he needs his partner to have the ace anyway. But whatever spade he plays, he knows his stuff. Right. Well, I'm just going to come back to that, Joe, in a minute. But you're right. Now Declarer's got the last two clubs, and we're going to we'll claim that one, and we'll put that board back onto the table. Right, so 4 hearts by South, that's the contract. And we had the lead of the ace of diamonds. Now, if we look at double dummy now, it will tell us that a low spade at this point will take the contract off. Indeed, it will give Declarer a spade trick, but he loses the entry that he needs for later. He still needs to set up these clubs, and he can't do it because that Queen of Spades is going to be the way he gets to them eventually. Doesn't look right and well recognised, Joe. Well, your West wasn't allowed to do that because the instructions said that he had to play a heart at trick 2 blue. The instructions said ace of diamonds followed by the 6 of hearts. Oh, so you cheated. Oh, I see. Okay, but I was aware of it. I was going to come back to it and tell you that, unlikely though it may seem, the spade switch at trick 2 would take it off. I mean, you know, that doesn't. We can go through the actions if you like. If he plays a low spade at trick 2, doesn't matter what Declarer does now. If he plays diamond, he's going to go 2 off because he's going to get a ruff. And if he plays a club, well, clubs he's most likely. But now, of course, he can give his partner spade ruffs, right? And if declarer draws the trumps first to stop the spade ruffs, he just doesn't have enough tricks. No, I don't think we can, Joe. I don't think we can. I think it's going to go at least one down, and we'll call it two down. But I don't think it doesn't look right, does it, to play a spade? We know declarer's got the ace on the bidding. It just doesn't look right. It just so happens that on this occasion it does work. Because it cuts out an impossible, an essential entry for later in the play. Very difficult to see, and I doubt I wouldn't get it right. Don't think anybody else would. But the heart seems a fairly logical switch to make. Okay, do we have any other comments or questions on board 3? Okay, we will move on to board 4. Load video to the table. And this is an unopposed auction. The auction goes starting with West, 2 no trumps, 3 clubs, some form of stamen, 3 hearts, 4 hearts. So West is going to play in 4 hearts. Oops, no, we don't need the alert. Take that off. Yeah. Oh no. My mouse is doing funny things. There we go. Try again. Right. And the lead that we're going to get is the 8 of spades. Okay. What have we got? We've got 5 heart tricks. We've got 2 diamond tricks, even if we give them one, provided we can get to it. Well, even if we give them a diamond, we've got 2 diamond tricks, haven't we? That's 5, 6, 7. We've got at least 1 spade, that's 8, and 1 club is 9. But we have these problems about getting to dummy without, well, you know, we can play a diamond to the jack. Yeah, well, that will get us to dummy once, but well, let's see what happens. Right now, should South play the ace or not? I'm afraid I would play the ace because I don't know how many spades declarer's got, and I do know he's got the king. But at least one table played the 10, and that changed the play a little, but didn't result in success. But if we play the ace, this is where West has got to think about what's going to happen. If he plays the king under the ace, he can get to dummy and get 2 spade tricks. And he can take the diamond finesse, but he can get to dummy to make 2 spade tricks. If he plays a little one and keeps the king of spades, then he does have these entry problems, especially if South switches to a club. So if South switches to a club, first of all, I'm going to play a little spade here. And now South switches to a club. And what has happened, because South has got the queen and the 10, and I noticed one player actually played the 10 of clubs, which was really counterproductive. You need that 10. Now we can draw trumps if we like, but we're still going to lose a diamond and a club, and we're going to go 1 off. I'm going to save it like that because Sanya likes me to save these things when we get them wrong. And then we'll reload it and we'll do it again. Well, just going to bid 4 hearts by West. Same lead, 8 of spades. And this time we're going to throw the king under the ace. Same club switch. We can play low because we don't know. North might have the 10 of clubs. But he hasn't. Now we can draw the trumps. Wouldn't really mind if they were 3-1. We draw them, but they happen to be 2-2. Now we'll play the spade to our carefully preserved entry. And we can get rid of our diamond loser. Our club loser, rather, I beg your pardon. And now we'll take the diamond finesse for a possible overtrick. Doesn't work, but we can claim the rest now. So the basic secret of this hand was to unblock the king under the ace. If South doesn't play the ace, if South plays the 10 and we win with the king, well, South doesn't have a chance to switch to clubs quick enough. And now we can give them a diamond and throw a club from dummy on the diamonds. So that doesn't work either. I think it's probably a risky thing today. You know, North could have the 8, 9, 7, 5, 2, and the lead would have been the same, and Declare would then make a singleton king. Okay, do we have any other questions or comments on board 4? No, come on, don't be shy. Okay, we'll move on to board 5. This to the table. Now this is an old-fashioned auction, as Sanya pointed out when we gave it to you to start with. North opens with a strong no trump, 15 to 17, pass. South bids 3 spades. This is how they used to play in the 60s, I think. I've got at least a 5-card spade 2 partner, and I'm interested in a slam. So we don't do that to these days. I don't think we would sort of take it easy, would transfer to spades and then make slam try or whatever. West tries to make things awkward. He bids 3 no trumps, which is an undefined 2-suitor, at least 5-5, probably 6-5. North tells South, I like the spades partner. You can count on me for supporting spades. And South bids 6. And we're told the lead is the jack of clubs. Right, that looks suspiciously like a singleton, and that his 2 suits are the red suits, which is probably what we would infer anyway. So we think he's probably 6-5 in the red suits, and that means he's got a singleton trump, unless he's got a doubleton club. But why would he lead a doubleton club if he didn't have any trumps? So that looks like a singleton, and he's probably got 1 trump. So what's our plan of campaign? Well, the heart finesse is not going to work. We may or may not be able to ruff a diamond in our hand, but does that help us? That doesn't give us any extra tricks. We're counting the spade tricks anyway. So we've got 5 spade tricks, and 2 heart tricks is 7. We surely won't be able to over ruff a heart to rough a heart without it being over rough. That looks pretty nasty. So we'll leave that at 7 for the moment. One club trick, we can generate at least one more club trick, that's 8, and 2 diamond tricks, that's only 10. But let's have a look at these clubs. We have potential here to set up the clubs. So this is going to be our plan. We will win the club with the ace because otherwise we're going to get it rough. Then we're going to draw trumps and then probably 4-1, but we can afford to draw them all. Then we'll drive out the king of clubs and we can rough a club or we can give them a club. Let's have a look. So let's take the ace of clubs. Certainly can't afford to play low on that. And now we're going to draw the trumps. Notice we're not touching the other suits. We need the diamond and the spade and the heart entries if we're going to utilize these clubs. As we expected, the trumps were 4-1. Now, we're not going to throw a club from dummy. We can throw a diamond from dummy. That'll do. And now we're going to play the king of clubs. Forces him to take it. Now, he's still got a club trick. But he won't play a club. He won't make it easy for us. He'll try and knock out either the heart or the diamond. Now we're going to play another club. Back to dummy with a diamond. Rough the club. Back to dummy with a diamond. And that 5 of clubs becomes our 12th trick. The ace of hearts. So we needed to establish the club suit. It was fairly easy to read the distribution given West's 3-no trump bid. He's almost certainly 6-5. Singleton club obvious on the lead, but that doesn't stop us setting up a long club, provided we keep the entries to get rid of our heart loser. If we try to rough the heart in dummy, hoping that West has only got 5, then East will win it and cashes king of clubs. He will over rough and cash the king of clubs. And if we rough high, then East is going to have a natural trump trick. Do we have any questions or comments on board 5? No, nobody got any comments. Okay. 2 of us decided the another allowed the what, Joe? Sorry, blue. Sorry, John. Oh, okay. Somebody played low and then they got the club rough. I think the danger of the club rough, I think, is very evident. given the bidding, that West is certainly at least 5-5, and the lead of the Jack of Clubs is strongly indication that not only is he short in clubs, he does have a trump. Otherwise, there'd be no point. So I think it's very, very naive to hope that the club finesse is working, and you can't afford for it not to work, I don't think. And somebody else, I have a little bit more sympathy for those that hope the heart ruff would stand up. But if they play 2 rounds of trumps first, then they would know then that West has got singleton jack, singleton 4. It's very unlikely that the heart over ruff is going to stand up under those circumstances. I think anyway. Anyway, that's the way we need to think to get these right. Okay, we're going to look at board 6 now. 6, put it to the table. This is Glynis's impossible 3-no trumps, I suspect. Well, there's no opposition bidding. The bidding goes 1 club, 1 diamond, 1 heart, 3 diamonds, 3 no trumps. There's our auction by East finishing in 3 no trumps. Whoops. My mouse is really doing funny things. Start again. 3 no trumps. Can't get the soft, Sanya, I've noticed it was both. Well, in fact, there is a right way and a wrong way of playing this, but in fact, both ways will lead to success. If you play it the right way, you'll actually make an over trick. If you play it the wrong way, then you won't. Glass of wine when you see how. Is that a glass of wine for me, Glynis, or a glass of wine for you? Okay, let's have a look at it. Right. Well, they're going to lead the Jack of Spades. Okay. Now, if the diamonds behave, and when I say behave, not worse than 3-2, then it's fairly simple. Because if they're 3-2, then we can play cash the queen of diamonds and cross to the spade and cash the rest of the diamonds, and we're sort of home and dry. We're making 7 diamond tricks and 2 spades and 2 aces. But life's not like that. You know, what can we do if the diamonds don't behave? Well, then we need to have a little bit of luck in clubs. The hearts have got too many high cards missing. We're missing the king, the queen, and the 10. But we can combine for both chances. And we can do that by overtaking the queen of diamonds with the king. And even if they're 3-2, we can give them a diamond trick, and that would be enough. Let's just have a look. So we're going to win the first spade in hand, obviously, because we need that 8 king of spades as an entry to dummy. Now we're going to play a diamond, and we're going to overtake it with the king. Now it's true, if the diamonds were 3-2, we've given up an over trick, but we're not interested particularly in over tricks. We're interested in making our contract. When we cash the ace of diamonds, we will throw one of our hearts. Oh, that's a shame. South shows out. Right, so we cannot set up the diamonds now and use them because we've only got the 1 entry and North has got 2 diamond tricks. But let's think about the possible distribution. South led the Jack of Spades, which presumably is from length, Jack 10, 9, something like that. But how many will he have? He didn't overcall our 1 club with 2 spades, which he might well have done with a 6 card suit. Especially when he's only got a singleton diamond. So it's likely he's only got 4 or 5 spades. So if he's only got 5 spades, then his partner's got 4. And now we know that his partner has 4 diamonds as well. It's possible that what we need is North to have on a doubleton in clubs. So let's see what happens if we play a club next, because that's what we're going to have to play for now. Okay, well, South wins, but if he plays a heart, we'll win and the rest of the clubs will be good. So we'll still make our dream, but it's natural for him to continue with spades. Now we have no choice. We have to play a heart, because if we play a diamond, North will cash 2 diamonds and they'll make the rest of the spades. So we're left with this remote hope. Not so remote, because we know North had 10 cards in 2 suits. We need North to have the singleton king of clubs now. And he does. And now we've got 4 clubs left and we finish up with 10 tricks. So we're going to claim our 10 tricks. And now we're going to put it back. Oh no, says Liz. But let's see. Going to put it back to the table, because there's a twist in the tail here. Right, we're just going to bid 3 no trumps as east. You notice we made 10 tricks there. Right, now one person I watched played it like this. We got the lead of the jack of spades again. Whoops. No, no, no. My mouse is doing really funny things. Let's try again. There we go. Right. Queen of diamonds. And they did duck. They did not overtake it. But now they've got little choice than to play a spade to dummy and hope that the diamonds are right. Cash the second diamond. We throw a heart. Now, so far, this is good. But unfortunately, what happened next was not so good, because we mustn't cash the king of diamonds. We're playing for the same club position that we played for before when we overtook the queen of diamonds. We're hoping North has got a doubleton honour. So we're going to play a club now. We don't cash the king of diamonds. If he's got the doubleton honour, we're still going to be okay. Now, North-South can cash 3 spade tricks, on which declarer will discard 2 hearts and a club, but declarer will have the rest. Unfortunately, at the table that I watched, each decided he needed to keep the client's clubs and he threw clubs away. He could afford 1 from the second spade. He now needed to throw hearts, and we're going to throw hearts. Because we don't have any choice. We have to hope that North has got the singleton king of clubs left. Does, and in this case, we just make 9 tricks. So if we followed the recommended line, we're going to make 10 tricks. Yes, Glynis, sorry. And if we don't overtake the Queen of Diamonds, which is certainly better line of play, because that will guarantee the contract if the diamonds are 3-2, regardless of the clubs, or 3-2 either way, it doesn't matter. But by not overtaking it, now we need this club position, and we need to realise we can't afford to cash the other top diamond once we get the bad news. North will get in with a spade, cash his winning diamond, and now the opposition will take 3 spade tricks and a club and a diamond. Okay, so not so easy that hand. I don't know how many people made it. Maybe Jock will tell me how many people made it. Do we know, Jock? Nobody made it. All right, thank you, Eddie. Okay. Yet again, the logic that is needed to make the hand of this sort of complexity is not that difficult if you apply your mind in the right way. Easy afterwards, isn't it? Easy for me to say, I know. Okay, thank you, Eddie. Any more questions or comments on board 6? Okay, here comes board 7. Here. Doesn't want to go to the table. Try again. Ah, there we go. Now, West is going to open a spade, East is going to bid 3 spades, and West is going to bid 4 spades. So we'll have a pass from South, and then we'll get a 4 spade bid from West. Now, I noticed quite a lot of missed defences on this hand, but let's just tackle it from the declarer's point of view. Let's just have a look at it. 4 spades we're in, we get the lead of the Queen of Hearts, and our potential losers are, well, we've got a definite spade loser, we have a definite club loser, we have a definite diamond loser, and we have a definite heart loser. That's 4 losers. So now let's just think ahead what's going to happen. Let's say we win the heart and we play a spade. What will happen is that the opposition will play another heart. At least I think they would. One table didn't, but I think they should. And declarer wins. And now, as soon as he plays a club, they're going to cash a heart and sit back and wait for their diamond trick. So this one needs a little bit of thinking about. We have 4 losers. Which one, if any, can we get rid of? Well, we can't get rid of the club loser. Don't see how we can get rid of a diamond loser. The only loser we can possibly get rid of is a heart loser. And for that to work, we have to set up a winner in the West hand that is capable of absorbing that heart loser. Now, that can't be in clubs, that can only be in diamonds. But our diamond pips are not good enough to take 2 finesses in the suit. Well, what this all boils down to is that we can only make this contract if South has both the King and the Queen of Diamonds. In which case we can lead the Jack of Diamonds now, and when it gets covered we duck it, and then when they attack the hearts, and then we take the diamond finesse, and then we will have our discard. And that, I think, is the only possible line that will allow you to make this contract. Playing spades, they'll switch to a heart. Did not execute. You had the right idea, Joe. Yeah. So let's see how it works. So we win this. Now we leave the Jack of Diamonds. And we won't have time to cross to dummy to play the diamonds again, to set up our discard, because, you know, if we take this ace, South is going to cover it. If we take it, we can't get to dummy to play a diamond before they knock the heart out. We'll take the ace, we can't get to dummy. We play a club, well, North can win if he wants to, and we can play a diamond. Well, he won't win, he'll let the queen win, but then we play a diamond, South wins, knocks the heart out, and we still can't get rid of it. So we need to duck this trick. South continues the good work, but the partner's lead helped. So that we win. And now we're in the right hand to take this diamond finesse again. And we needed South to have them both. So it didn't help us to take the first one. Yeah, why don't you join the tournament, Eddie? Yeah. There away goes our heart, loser. And now, at long last, we can tackle the spades. And, well, what's South going to play? A club, possibly. But the defence can only take one more trick. Okay, so not so easy, that one, and I'd be surprised if anybody got that one right. I don't think it's obvious at all. But if you tackle it, I've got these four losers. I have to get rid of one of them. If you play spades first, you run out of time. You can't possibly set up another trick to absorb that heart loser. You have to do it before you touch the trumps. And you have to be ready to take your discard once they force you with the second heart trick. Do we have any questions or comments on board 7? One made it. Did they make it with a misdefense added, Eddie, or maybe South switched to the King of Hearts, King of Diamonds at trick 2, did he? I know that one player didn't take the Ace of Spades, and that gave an entry to dummy, and Declarer could have done the same thing again, but having not played a diamond at trick 2, he had the chance to do it again. He could have played a little diamond to the Jack, and the King of Hearts was still there. But if South wins the first spade and plays a heart back, Declarer doesn't have that option. I try to watch the tables, but I can't watch all of them at the same time, so I tend to watch one until I see what the result is going to be, and then I'll switch to another. Right, we will go on to the last board of the evening, which was board 8. And export this one to the table. And this is going to be 4 spades by North with no opposition bidding. So we're going to get a pass from East, 4 spades by North. And the lead, fairly obviously, the Queen of Diamonds. I think this is probably the easiest hand of the evening, because this is a technique that we've seen time and time again. We get the Queen of Diamonds lead. What have we got? We've got 5 spade tricks, 2 heart tricks is 7. We have no club tricks. We have 2 diamond tricks. So, well, one possibility is that we can hope that East has one of the club honours, and then we can lead twice towards them is Queen Jack of clubs. And generate a club trick that way to absorb a diamond or a heart loser. That's one possibility. Another possibility is guessing which opponent has got the queen of hearts. But of course, there is always a third possibility. We'll try the clubs first, I think, because that won't cost us anything. And if it works, it'll work. So we're going to win the diamond. Draw the trumps. So that's keep our entries fluid. Now, one east, a west at this point cashed the ace of clubs, and that was declared as problems over. He had a second club trick. But of course, West shouldn't do that. West should play the diamond back. But now we're going to go down because we tackled these clubs first. If we try and end play east to play to help us, he's going to exit with a club, and that won't help us at all. We should have thought about this a bit earlier. Let's go back a little bit. Drawing the trumps. The problem is that that end play on east will only work if he's got one of the club honours. If he's got one of the club honours, then he's going to be stuck anyway. So what we're going to do at this point, we've eliminated the spades. The opposition can't play hearts without giving us a heart trick. And if we play diamonds now, let's see what happens. Now we're going to play a third diamond. Now, if West plays a diamond, that's a rough and discard. So we can discard a loser in one hand and rough it in the other hand, discard a club from north, for example, and rough it in the south hand. And that would order we can get rid of a heart. Either way, we can make 10 tricks if he plays a diamond. If he plays a heart, he finds the queen of hearts for us, but he can fairly safely play a club. But now we're going to put one of our honours up. And West is then played. If he plays another club, then we're going to make our queen, and we won't have a heart loser. And if he plays a heart, he's going to find the queen of hearts for us, and we won't have a heart loser. So all we're going to lose at this point is one trick. So although it was tempting to play the clubs towards the queen jack, in fact, if they're both wrong, we're going to go down. Whereas this way, even if they're both wrong, we're still going to make it because West won't have a safe discard, won't have a safe exit card. Can't play a club, that will give us our queen. Can't play a heart, that will find a queen for us. And if he's got a diamond left, which almost certainly he hasn't, then that would be a rough discard and the thing would be the same. So either way, we can claim our 10 tricks. Make his ace of clubs if he likes, but that will be his last trick. because then our heart loser will disappear on the queen. Do we have any other questions or comments on board 8, or indeed on any of the hands that we've looked at tonight? No, none at all. Okay, well, I will thank you for being with us, and I hope you've enjoyed the hands. I think they were a nice selection. Some were harder than others, but again, I will, sort of try to impress on those that come along to watch the analysis afterwards, to try and play in the event if you can. Because you honestly, you will get much more out of it if you try it, even if you get it wrong. Nobody will think you're silly or stupid. These are not easy problems. So, but they are challenging, and hopefully they'll push your mind in the right direction, how to think like an expert. Now it's easy for us people who you think of as experts, but we've had hours of looking at them, and even then, I don't always get them right, do I? Mm. Okay, but we can point you in the right direction, hopefully. Okay, no more questions. Okay, please do play. Yeah, okay. Make sure, yeah, exactly, Sanya. Yeah, try and understand what the logic is. And thank you very much, Sanya. Okay, I'll give it another second or so, just in case there's any more comments. Then I will stop the recording, and I will stop Zoom and for BBO voice, and then finally I will close down the table. I wish you all a very good night. Thanks for joining us. It's getting on for 10 o'clock. It's about 10 to 10 here in the UK. The weather hasn't got any better. It's got significantly colder, but I'm sure we'll survive. Okay. Love to you all. Good night. God bless. See you again soon. Bye-bye.